Hey everyone, long time no see. Just was doing a little sketch here and wanted to see about maybe just doing a quick little live stream to say hello. How are you all doing out there? Try not to get my head in the camera here. This should be fun. All right. Um, yeah, I got that, Phoenix. No doubt. No doubt. All right, so I'm going to dive into this. All right. I got a new setup here. My camera seems to be in an okay spot. My head's getting in there a lot. That kind of stinks. All right, let's see here. Let me just lift this drawing a little bit. Yeah, maybe we'll go there. All right, cool. All right, so I'm going to just jump into this. Let's draw. All right, so I have a couple marks down on the paper just to kind of show you. Let me just do one thing here. My bad. My bad. Okay, awesome sauce. All right, so you can see we have a pretty, hey Joseph, we have a pretty cool model there. I got a little small photo of her. I forgot, hey Phoenix, I forgot to put the link in the, this is just an impromptu thing. It's stillinmotionpictures.com, and there goes the camera. Yeah, that's the website where I got the photo from. I bought all the photos that he could sell. So you can go there and you can download a free pack and see if you like them, and then you can purchase. They're not that expensive at all. So Jethro's in the house, Stacy's in the house. Hey Stacy, Julio is here, Shay, David Wade, Joseph, Phoenix, Brennan is here, Andre is here, Angela is here. So I really do appreciate you all joining me on this impromptu live stream. You know, it's very hard for me to do the consistent live streams every Saturday. So what I'm trying to do is not just abandon my YouTube channel, because that would be really bad. I wouldn't be able to earn a living if I did that. But I want to just do some random impromptu sketches here on YouTube. In the meantime, eventually I will get back to a more of a consistent schedule, but for now, let's do it this way. All right, so what do we have here? Let's get started. Let's get started. Hey, Philip, Yannick, welcome. Uh, Anne, welcome. So Neil, welcome. All right, let me get started here. I want to thank you all for joining. What I'm going to do, so I miss you guys on the live stream, no doubt about it. I just had to take a couple weeks off to practice. Now, let's get that camera in focus. Not to practice, not to take a couple weeks off to practice, take a couple weeks off to try to feel a little bit more healthier. So what I'm doing here is just a couple of angles. Now, this pencil is way too dull. 1 second. Okay, let's take the edge off of it. Let me just dive into this. I know there's quite a few of you saying hello in the comments. Let me get started here because I know you want to get some drawing tutorial stuff. So I'm going to dive into it. So mouth area, is this in focus? Yes. Mouth area, lip area. It's very short, this area. Okay, so I'm going to just come on down with a big macro angle for that, and then her chin over here. All right, then a little bit of that part of her chin. Now let's just kind of roll around. And you don't want to stay there because it looks a little strange. We want to do a little bit in the middle just to suggest the eye socket. Okay, there's a really nice little shadow shape at the bridge of her nose. And then we come into her eye, which is kind of closed. All right, so I don't want to just do the edge because she has really big hair. Okay, hey, Bob, welcome. Yeah. H.R. Ishii, H. Rishi. That's a cool name. So her eye is tiny. Her eye is really tiny. So I want to just make sure that I get that. Okay, so we're going to come on up over here, put a little shadow shape in. And so I don't want to stay there. I want to move, and I want to draw the shape of the forehead versus, hopefully my head's not in there. I apologize for my head getting in there. So I'm just trying to lean back a little bit here. So let's lean back some more. And now what I want to do, see, I'm working a little bit more the middle. I'm just trying to get some landmarks in over here. So let's come all the way down to her chin. Okay, so we have edge of the hair, edge of where the hair touches the forehead. Now we have the angle of the forehead. This angle feels like it's kind of going straight up and down. Then we have our other eyebrow over here, which is a tiny, tiny little area. And she has, from this vantage point, a tiny little nose. Okay, it's just because we're looking up. Now, since we're looking up, remember my philosophy with noses, I kind of made her nose a little too pointy, but we're going to leave it for now. My philosophy with noses is just please don't dive into doing like the darkest nostril you possibly can. So I'm just outlining shadow shapes right now. I'm going to put in a little shadow shape over here. All right, now what we're going to do is just a little bit of her lip. And this aspect of her lip is extremely level. Okay, so what you want to do at this point in the game, you look at the distance. I think I made her lip a little too high. Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind I made it too high because I'm looking at the distance. Hi, Anna. Welcome. I just sounded like a teenager there. Hey, Anna. Welcome. You know, somebody, Christine, a good friend from college, just sent me a photo of her and I think it was 1987 in college. There's a lot of denim jacket in that photo. It's actually really, really funny. I put it on my Facebook page. Aiden is here. Glyn, I hope I'm saying that name correctly. Yeah, I thank you very much for that. All right, so we're going to do our first eraser. Our first eraser here is going to be that lip. It needs to be lower. All right, cool. So let me take the edge off of this. Let me just take the edge off of that pencil, a little circle there. So I'm going to go a little lower with that lip. Trying not to get my head in the camera. I note to self, don't do adjustment on camera 5 seconds before the video starts. Not good, not helpful. All right, so let's do the mouth, and now this chin, we don't want her chin massive. Now, at this point in the game, hey, Edward, Barbara, welcome. Edward Luis Paez Ventura. Now, that is a really cool name. All right, so Deanna, welcome. So at this, Jamie, Tarantal, nice. So pull the imaginary line down from the nose. The chin is way over to the right. So I'm going to just go for it and maybe lift this chin up and bring that bottom of the mouth area over. Okay, so start. And hopefully this is not going out of focus. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm standing up and I'm working today. So it's actually really liberating to be able to stand up and just move around and not be so married to a chair. So the problem that I just did was I unfortunately adjusted my camera right before I went on video. That was really not a professional move. All right, so because my camera is well above me and there's no way I'm going to be able to adjust it on the fly. Now, let me move this, all righty. Let me move this over. So the materials that I'm using are in the show more aspect of this video. Let me just move these comments over, a lot to juggle here. Nemanja Jurovic. Okay, I'm not a wordsmith. I don't even know how to say my own name sometimes. It's different every single time. Yeah, you got it, Phoenix. You know, sometimes you just got to take a step back. If you keep doing the same things over and over again and you're like, God, this is not working for me, just taking a little bit of a step back is sometimes the right thing to do. All right, so now let's just, even though it's painful in the short term to step away from doing your work, I mean, I'm still, hey, Karen, thank you. Still doing Zoom classes at the School of Visual Arts, still doing the Zoom class at drawingtutorialsonline.com. So I'm still working, but the live stream here on YouTube was just an optional fun thing, and it kind of built a life of its own. Now, I'm looking at her hair. All right, so her hair, this part is, as I get a YouTube creator email that's blocking her hair. Are you kidding me? Okay. All right, so now this is up here. Pretty tall. She's got massive hair. Massive. Who's the artist that I really like? John William Waterhouse. John William Waterhouse draws women with like really huge hair. Now, where is her ear in relationship to her eyebrow? Not that I did such a great job getting her eyebrow perfect, but what I'm seeing here is the ear is higher than the eyebrow. So let's just suggest a couple of angles. Where is the bottom of the ear in relationship to her nose? So when we pull a line across, it's kind of maybe there. So I'm not going to go too crazy with it. Now, the other question that I'm going to ask myself is where is her ear in relationship to this line that separates the light from the dark? Isadora, that's a very cool name. Hello, welcome. So let me move over here. Gosh. Yeah, new setup, new setup. So everything's all screwy. So let's fix this line that separates. Okay, let's come on down over here. I know a lot of people are going to be angry with me. I only gave everybody 10-minute notice. But, you know, that's kind of the fun sometimes with doing a live stream. You're like, oh, let's just do a live stream. I'm practicing. Why not share the process with everybody? So now I'm going to come back in over here. I want to move her ear a little bit to the left. I'm sure I'll struggle with that ear. There's always one part of a drawing, as we all know, that makes us struggle. Okay, and it's going to be the ear. Who knew? Who knew it was going to be the ear? So let's just get the back of her hair. I love the big hair. Now, we don't want to give this person, this woman, a linebacker's neck. Now, again, if you're looking for the photo reference, because people always ask me, Matt, where do you find your photo reference? This particular photo reference, I found this on a website called stillandmotionpictures.com, and you can download a free pack. I think there's like 12 photos. Now, be aware, there's tons and tons of nudity. All right, so if you're not into that, or if you're in an office space and you can't really have nudity right now, it's 3:37 in the afternoon, so some of you might be working in an office, although with COVID, most likely no. Just be aware that there's going to be some nudity, and it's pretty in your face. So this is from a figure drawing, and I just kind of zoomed in because I felt like doing a portrait. I should walk around my little table here and show you the figure drawing. I'll do that at the end, perhaps, to show you what the end game is for this drawing. I did a cool little figure. I felt like I wasn't really drawing enough, so I'm like, let me do a quick little figure drawing and see if I can actually remember how to draw. Now, my philosophy with drawing is portraits do not... please, Anne, I have a question. If I don't bother, can someone draw a realistic portrait of her own style and draw it right? Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what the problem is with my voice. I sound like a teenager today. Let me make sure I understand this question. Can someone draw a realistic portrait with their own style? Yes, absolutely. It doesn't, your style does not need to be photorealism. So right now I'm looking at this negative space. You do not need to draw in a photorealistic way to draw realistic. There's all different levels of realism, okay? For a while there, I would, now we don't want to give this girl, this woman, this person a linebacker's neck. So I'm trying to be aware of that. And that's telling me that this is the line for the ear, right here, not that. That's too wide. So now let's bring the neck in. We don't want to give her too thick of a neck. That wouldn't be graceful. Okay, so now I'm looking at the negative space over here between the bottom of her hair. And okay, so that's my block in. I hope that works for you. I apologize for my bald head going into the video. All right. Where does this reference come from? So it comes from stillandmotionpictures.com. Go there. He's a wedding photographer. He's also an artist. He's got some really cool drawings there as well. And you can just click around and you're going to see figure drawing. And then I think you're going to see like photos or something like that. Yeah, Alphonse Mucha drew in a very stylized way. He drew in many different ways. And his many different ways were all realistic. Okay, so I'm going to have to switch out this pencil soon. It's kind of getting a little short in my pencil extender, but let's stick with it for now. So this is called your first go-through, right? So if you've been with me for a while now here on drawingtutorialsonline.com, Ibrahim, thank you for joining us. Hello. If you've been with me here, you know that we do this thing called go-throughs. So you go through the drawing once. This is my first go-through. And just at first glance, I'm just, you know, so when you want to measure, see my hand is out like this, and if I feel like a robot, so this is very funny. So you see how my arm is straight and my hand is, I got to yell a little bit because this mic, you got to be really close to it. Make sure when you measure, so now I'm measuring, and what is right up above from her front of her chin? It's her eyelid. So that chin needs to kick back. Okay, so this needs to kick back. And so now this is my second go through. So second go through, that's really a good little clue right there that I'm throwing the chin back because that will make this negative space push the neck to the right just a little bit more. Marcus, don't you use any structure before drawing contour lines? No, only if I'm drawing out of my imagination. So if I'm drawing out of my imagination, so if I do like a little head out of my imagination right over here, these are my construct lines right there. So this is going to represent somebody's eyebrow area. This would represent where the ear is. This would represent their center line. This would represent the bottom of their nose. This would represent their mouth. And this would represent their eye socket shape. So that's pretty much it for me with form lines. Now, if I'm doing a demonstration for my students, I got to get a new pencil. If I'm doing a demonstration for my students, yeah, sure, I'll go crazy with the form line. So maybe over here, I'm going to do like temple, cheekbone. Can you even see this? This is going to come on down. So this would be surface planes of the forehead. Then we'd come on in, cheekbone comes out, cheekbone area, jaw area. And so now I'd have to make things symmetrical. That chin's not symmetrical because the eyes are tilted. These are, the nose would tilt, the lips would tilt, the chin needs to tilt, the forehead needs to tilt. So I kind of screwed up. Now that's too much of a high head there. So let's lower it. So those are some, and let's wrap around. So some people like to start their portrait drawing like that. I do not. Only when I'm doing a demonstration for my students do I start a portrait drawing with all of these, what I guess you would call them, you call them construction lines. Let me get a new pencil. So check this out. So I have this pencil extender that is supposed to be much longer. I cut it. Okay, I cut it with a hacksaw, and then I filed it to make this part smooth. I did an okay job. It's a little crooked. So I have this mess, and I'm trying to be very conservative here. Thank you so much for that super chat. Del Monte green beans. Oh my God. I'm doing good, Del Monte green beans. Green beans are very good for you. They're the only vegetable my son, 14-year-old son, eats is green beans. So thank you for that. If you have any questions, please send me an email, Del Monte green beans, and I would be more than happy to answer any of your drawing questions. Can't talk. You take a month off of doing live streams and you forget how to talk. So let's do this. Let's grab a pencil. And yeah, this one's cool. Let's grab this. Let's give it a quick sharpen. Okay, that's cool. Now, let me show you how I'm doing this sucker. So let's take it apart. And there's my little mini pencil. Here's my pencil extender, which I just started using. I was a little bit of a pencil snob. Now let's put this in there. And this pencil's too long. I'm going to go with a shorter one. I could use that without. Okay, bear with me, everybody. Here's one. Let's use this. Sorry. Let's do this now. Let's get that end. All right, that's as good as that's going in there. That's a little freaky long for me, but let's do it. Let's do it. All right, water time, water time. I feel like I'm like walking in the desert here. Hey, Marcus. Karina from Sweden. Welcome back, Karina. Thank you for visiting with me here today in this short little demo. So let's get back to this great model, okay? And let's go through this again, okay? But first, what we should do, take our kneaded eraser and just take a, hey, Rodan. Yeah, good to see you too. So let's take a little bit off that chin so we're not making it look like she has a goatee. I know that sounds really strange, but you got to be careful because hugs from Brazil, gotta love it. Thank you. So let me just kind of get my pencil going here. So now let's start over. Let's start over, and now let's put in some shape of value. A lot of people wait until the very end to do shapes, okay? So we have no shape. We just have line. Okay, there's a shape. Okay, here's the beginning of a shape, the line that separates the light from the shadow. So let's start over. Del Monte green beans, you're the best. You have some of the best line weights, pimpin'. Okay. Wait until I show this to my son. He's going to love it. That is the awesome. Thank you so much. Let me get a quick drawing. I'm going to just take 60 seconds, less than that, 30 seconds away from the camera. I want to get a drawing to show you what this hopefully will eventually look like. I screwed up. I should have got this before. I keep making mistakes. 1 second, 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I got a couple drawings here to share with you. So this was one that I did. Okay, nudity alert, not photo nudity alert, but figure drawing nudity alert. Nice. Thank you so much. I'm going to say Rodan. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. That was very kind of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so this is a figure drawing that I did this week with the same paper, same pencil. The only thing that I used with this is this pencil, my white charcoal pencil. So this is the process. Now you can see here at the bottom my lines. My lines kind of look the same as the drawing that I'm working on right now. Okay, peel gently. So it's a little bit more thicker, the lines, because when I'm drawing in my studio and I'm not doing a live stream, you know, I'm a human being. People do live streams. Whenever you go live, you get like a little jittery. You don't want to screw up, even though we're just kind of hanging out. Here's my office. Why am I getting jittery? Who knows? It's human nature. From Greece, Leon, I can't say it. Leonidas? Oh my God, I'm terrible with names. So this is the same process, okay? Same process. I just want to share that with you. I put this up on my Instagram. You can check out a link to my Instagram in the show more part of this video. Okay, I'd love to check out some of your drawings on Instagram. And then check this out. This was from the live stream a month ago where we did the, whatchamacallit. What did we do? We did the landscape. God, I'm out of it right now. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I worked on it for about an hour and a half after the live stream. And I posted it. I don't like to post landscape stuff on my Instagram. On my Instagram, it's just portraits and figure. But in the community tab of my channel, I guess it's the YouTube blog post, I put it there. I also put it on my Facebook. Again, I only visit Facebook like once a week for about 5 minutes. But when I was on there yesterday for about 5 minutes, that's when Christine, my college friend, emailed me, sent me the photo of, it's so hilarious. I don't even know who I was when I was like 1987. I feel like I was like a different human being. Hey, Babis, good to see you too. Just a question, the paper for this pencil needs to be something special? No, not at all. So this is the pad. It's very generic. I'm a generic kind of guy here. So it's Strathmore toned, it's 80 pounds, it's 11 by 14 pad. You can buy this pad anywhere, okay? Amazon, any art supply store will have this pad. Any advice for beginners? So John, my advice for beginners is that first you just have to learn the basics of how to draw accurately, how to draw with light and shade, working from the correct photos, working from life, working from photos, and working out of your imagination. Now, I know what you're saying on the other side of the video monitor. You're like, I can't draw from life. That's crazy. Everything's closed. You can draw from life. You can set up a still life in your studio. You see I have these statues behind my head. Okay, maybe you don't have statues, but you can set something up in your house. You can draw a family member watching TV on the sofa. So that's what I mean by drawing from life. Draw from good photos. Like the photo that you see of this beautiful woman here, that's a good photo, okay? It's not distracting at all. It's really, you want to, that's like my main advice for beginners is, you know, when I'm on, I do video critiques of member artwork every single Monday. I've been doing that for 10 years in a row. I've had my website for 12 years in a row. I've actually been doing the video critiques for 11 years, every Monday. And what's the biggest mistake that I see with members who upload artwork to my website? They work from the worst photos ever. Like they'll take this wedding photography that is all front lit. There's no shadows. It's impossible to draw, especially when you're beginning. So use this photo as an example of what type of photo to use to draw with. Okay. Del Monte, green beans. Wow, I would like to see you illustrate some Marvel characters in your drawing style. So Marvel characters, that would take me a while. I mean, I could do it. I love muscles and all that stuff. I mean, if you go on my website, not my website, my Instagram page. So my Instagram is my name, Matthew Arshan. It's just the links in the show more. I have some guy drawings on there. I love drawing muscles and stuff. Hey, John. Yeah, you got it. You got it. Hey, Nacer, Del Monte green beans, you're killing me, man. Tinted paper. Okay, so let's continue on with this great model here. So let's see. I kept saying that I was going to start over again, so I need to take the edge off this pencil. There goes my camera. There's my camera back. Gotta love it. Okay, so let's do this. So I need to bring. She's got a pretty dominant shadow. Here, I'm going to bring it closer. Okay, she's got a tiny little eye. Her eyebrow is pretty heavy, but it's not black. It's kind of a middle tone. So we're dealing with darks, middle tones, and lights. Okay, so we're going to do something like that. Now we need to get the front of her eyelid. Okay, and that seems a little too far away from the bridge of the nose. So let's take our trusty little mono zero. Where's my mono zero? Here we go. Okay, thank you, Lee Aquarelle. I would never use a bad reference photo. No, Stacy, you use the best. Absolutely. And, you know, Stacy, so listen, there are people who just draw with any photo, like they are very attached to the photo. I get that. I've been there and I've done that. It's just you don't want to live there. I mean, we're all going to draw from photos that from time to time that aren't optimal. If you know, it's just the nature of the beast. But here's my caveat. It's when you're learning or trying to improve, that's when you need to work from the good photos. Once you start to really get confidence and you have some technique under your belt, then you can say, all right, I get what Matt was saying. Don't work from the wedding photography that has no light and shadow. That's completely flat. I get that, but I'm pretty confident with my skill level right now. So I'm going to draw from this photo because I understand the basics of drawing. I understand light and shade. I understand all of that. So yeah, I mean, there were times when I had to work from pretty bad reference or else I wouldn't be able to earn a living. And so yeah, absolutely. It happens. But you just, like I said, you don't want to live there. You don't want to get into the bad habit. Thank you so much for that. Hey, Sorbai. Everything's going good, just trying to get healthy. You know, there's a really wonderful woman who I found on YouTube, and she's what is called I got to be careful of my stories here because I'm going to get distracted, but she is called a structural therapist, where she works on the structure of your body. And I'm working with her and therapists in her company, and she's helping me tremendously. Like that lip is up too much. They look and see how you stand, how you work, how you sit, things that cause pain. They're kind of like pain specialists. So I'm so happy that I found her because already I've gone through 5 sessions with them via Zoom, and it's like these people are unbelievable. Like I've never gone to a therapist, that's too dark there, and I've never learned this type of stuff before about my body and what I've been doing for many years and how I'm leaned over. So I was doing the live streams, my camera's to the right. Everything that I do in my life is to the right. I sit down at night, watch TV, I look to the right. I film these videos, my camera's to the right, I'm looking to the right like that. I lie in bed and I lay on my right side. So when you do that, your body starts to progressively, your pelvis tilts in the wrong way, your shoulders tilt in the wrong way. So I learned about so much, and I signed up for another 5 uh, session therapy thing with them, and I'm really excited. So I really need to move this portrait along here. So you should check her out. Her name, if you YouTube her after the live stream, her name is Dana, Dana Sterling, and it's Sterling Structural, and she's an intense woman. And I did a Zoom call with her, and she was really intense, and she's great, intense in a very smart, good way. And it was awesome because she was watching me walk and making me do these things, and she's like, okay, yeah, you're tilted to the right, your head's cocked to the right, your pelvis is rotated, your right hand's in front of your body, all these like really interesting things that I never would have thought about. Yeah, Sorabai, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Shelby, watching you while I'm in the metro, while I metro to the studio. Oh, that's so cool. Um, so Marcus, great question. I draw with my arm when I'm in a life drawing situation with a big 18 by 24 pad with the model. When I'm in my studio, I tend to use more of my hand and my fingers. Okay, so there needs to be context in terms of when that question. So it's all about where am I? Am I in the classroom? Am I working with the model? Am I in my studio? Am I working from a photo? So working from a photo, I am most definitely. I'm moving my arm right now, and if I start to put tone over here, I'm gonna smudge the heck out of it. And is that on the monitor? Yes. So let's put in some loose strands of hair, because loose strands of hair, not my loose strands of hair, make the world kind of go round. So let's do a quick little angle here. Arlanda. I'm going to say Arlanda. Nasser, do you think that drawing from life will help me improve more than drawing from other photos? Nasser, it's everything, and then you have to be flexible. There's ebbs and flows. So when I'm teaching school at the School of Visual Arts, I'm doing a lot of life drawing, but then in between semesters, I'm not. I'm kind of working more from photos. So there needs to be like a realistic approach to it, and you can't be so hard on yourself. You can't be like, oh, I'm not drawing from life, so I'm never going to get better. It's got to be flexibility dependent upon your situation. But everything makes everything else improve. And you don't want to just do this thing where you're in a vacuum and you only draw out of your imagination, or you only draw from photos, because that's no good. You need to do the three, only education from India. Welcome. Thank you, Sorabai. The subway. Love it. So you're in Montreal. I had relatives, oh, come on, camera, who live in Toronto. Oh, come on, camera. Who work on the TTC. That's what they called it. I used to go to Toronto all the time when I was younger. Okay, so I need to be more graceful with this woman's nose. Okay, I'm just doing a little line here. Let's bring that lip in more aggressively, and let's... Okay. Let's see here. Let's bring this wider. And I'm sure if I was not filming this, I would be doing a little bit better, but I don't know what my problem is with filming. I was asked to do this thing, and it's gonna be hilarious. I was asked by the animation department to do a demonstration for this day with students, to try to get students to sign up to the animation department, and I got to do this live demo. It's gonna be funny. Probably have a nice shot of whiskey before. No, I'm only joking. But that's actually a really good idea. I should have a shot of Jameson. That'd be fun. I'm joking. All right, so let me shut up and just draw here. So now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of doing a straight up and down pencil stroke, because this is a very easy way to, I can't believe I just said that. This is a very easy way to block in tone. So my father, if he watches this after the fact, is probably having Jameson, or he's having his martini in the afternoon. No doubt about it. That's what we do when we're retired and we hang out and we make fun of our son as he's doing his live streams. Okay, so let's come on down over here and let's just kind of do that. And where am I? Will you return to the Saturday live sessions? Eventually, I will get back on a schedule. I don't know if it's going to be every Saturday because what started the Saturday live streams was COVID. Okay. Everyone's stuck at home, especially a lot of people in Europe are stuck. They're not going anywhere. So the live streams are just a great thing to do on a Saturday morning. Now that the country is opening up a little bit more, the weather's getting warmer. I want to stick to more of a weekday based live stream. And so never say never. I want to be a little flexible. I apologize for the hair. That's got to be annoying. My bad. I just right now don't want to commit to saying that yes, I'm gonna go back to a Saturday live stream. It worked really well for me for those months. I did it quite a bit for many months, and I kind of want to try to. Friday afternoon's a good time because I teach this class. I called my students saints. It's 4-hour Zoom drawing class, and today we were doing how to draw machines. It was a lot of fun, like cars, robots, and so Saturday afternoon, Friday afternoon, I kind of have open. So I think Friday afternoon would be kind of cool. I should move that. That would work. For how many years are you drawing since? My first memory of drawing was when I might have been 3 years old in my parents' first house in a town called Islip. And my grandfather coming into the kitchen, my old Italian grandfather from Italy, and I showed him a drawing of a dragster, like a long dragster that goes down the track. I know some people probably don't know what a dragster is. And he looked at the drawing, and he's like, "The wheels are not round. Make the wheels round." And he walked away from me. And I'm like, "What? The wheels aren't round? What the hell?" And so that was my first memory of drawing. My grandfather coming in and telling me that the wheel was crooked. So that probably cursed me for the rest of my life. But I've been doing this my whole life. Really intense in high school, building a portfolio to try to get into college. Really intense in college, trying to get better to be able to build a portfolio to become a freelance illustrator. Working my butt off for 18 years as a freelance illustrator. So I've been doing this drawing thing forever. And yeah. Okay, don't love that eye, but let's give it a value. It's an eye socket. I'm going to work on this drawing this week. I'm not going to say I'm going to work on it after the live stream. Drawing machines. Yeah, oh God, I did everything digitally today. I was very lazy. I drew in Photoshop. So we drew a Dodge Challenger 392 muscle car. We drew a spaceship. I analyzed a lot of images of artists out there, and I drew on top of them, and we talked about perspective. Machines are a really cool thing. I'm sorry for the head getting in there. How to be a profitable freelance illustrator. Burning raving. Do we have an hour? Okay, so I never use this live stream to plug my website, and I'm not doing that. And I will tell you in a sentence or two what you need to do to become a successful illustrator. But on my website, I have a course. Did I miss Del Monte green beans? Whoa, geez, thank you so much. Years ago when you started this channel, I wanted to show up to one of your classes in Manhattan. Now I'm a trucker, laugh out loud. You explain things very clearly. Thank you so much, Del Monte Green Beans. I love you, man, and I can't wait to show my son your super chats. He's really going to love it, and because he loves green beans, like I said, it's the only vegetable that he eats. Thank you, Dana. Really appreciate that. Oklahoma. I wish I lived in Oklahoma. Just all that open space. My God. But I don't know about the tornadoes. That's a little scary. So getting back to the illustration thing, Del Monte Green Beans, thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate you. Yeah, so illustration. Goodness gracious, illustration. So when you decide that you want to be an illustrator, you must have these. I'm giving away great information here. Okay, this is really valuable information. You must have 3 things ironed out. If these are not ironed out, you're screwed. And they are, you must have a consistent work process, you must have a consistent style, and you must be excited about the subject that you actually illustrate. If you don't have those three things in order, you're not going to be successful. Now, you could have the first two things in order. What's your process? What's your style? And then you can do illustrations of all different subject matter. But I find that people who are most successful love the subject matter that they illustrate, i.e., they love illustrating political cartoons, or they love illustrating romance book covers, or they love illustrating fantasy books with like really sexy women and big buff dudes. So you have to pick the subject matter. So it's really hard to be an illustrator. So if you do not like Luke, come here, Luke. Don't close that door and don't curse. Okay, here comes Luke. Luke, check this out. Del Monte Green Beans live chat. Say hello to Del Monte Green Beans.
Hey.
Luke's voice is changing a little bit. So, Luke, how you doing?
I'm good.
What are you doing right now?
About to go pee.
There you go. Okay, get out of here. Close my door, you fool. He's going pee. Beautiful. So 14 years old. Love it. All right, good. Door's closed. We're safe. So he's a drummer, and I have a video of him somewhere on YouTube. He's really loud. And that boy occupies the room next to me. I never thought in a million years that I would have a raging, hormone-driven 14-year-old boy playing video games and screaming online in the room next to me. It's insane. Sebastian, welcome. But I guess that's normal. I was outside, screwing up my neck and making jumps in the woods and falling on my bike and all something. Sorbai, yeah, you got it. Thank you, sir. I want. Can you tell me what you think of Leonardo da Vinci's drawings? I have his book right over there. I love them. They're really form-driven. I love them. Sebastian, welcome. Sorbai, hello. Shelby. Are you home now, Shelby? Yeah, I gotcha. Luke. Manya? That's a cool name. Del Monte Green Beans. Okay. Young Lion. I love that. Oh my God. I got to have him check out this chat later. Make a tutorial how to draw from the phone. All right. So listen, you're talking to a really old guy with bad eyes. There's no way I'm drawing from this little phone. Okay. Not a chance. I'm not going to sit here. I have my students that come in and they draw from their phone. I'm like, what are you doing? At least use a laptop. I mean, my God, I have my iPad. I'm drawing from a iPad Pro. It's an old iPad Pro, and I love it. It's attached to my hip. Johannes from Holland, welcome. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Made by Dawn. Can I provide you an email? Can I provide you an email for you to me? So, go to just my name, MatthewArchambault.com. Click on the contact me with that email. Okay? Not going to the studio. Okay, so it's Friday night in Montreal, and I guess everything's closed, so let me just stop right there. Just look at Moises. Moises, you like a routine, Moises. You love a routine. Is that the truth? Is that the truth? I don't know. Friday's a good day, but I don't want to commit. The reason why I'm doing this live stream here today is because I don't feel dizzy. I don't have a neck ache. I'm not getting brain zaps up my spine from spinal stenosis, so I feel pretty good. That's why I'm doing this. So, yeah. Absolutely. I don't know. Friday's a good day. But I don't want to commit. Help in physical. What's art? Art is whatever you want it to be. I don't really call my stuff art. I call them drawings. They're just, I like technical stuff. So username, I mean, it's all the same if you have the skill. There are incredible phone artists. Yeah, Could I sit here and do you mean draw on the actual phone or draw from the phone? Um, yeah, tell me that. Leo. Okay, so let's get back to this great model here. And let's see here. So let's round her lower eyelid. Let's round her lower eyelid. So I'm not drawing a round eye. We're just doing soft little hair. We're really just doing shadow shape. Okay, now she has wickedly heavy eyebrows. I don't want to go too dark. Okay, and there's a little cast shadow. Her eyelash is casting. I didn't get it right. It's right there. I still am not digging the nose. So where's the mono zero? Where is the mono zero? Okay, check this out. So mono zero, post-it note so we don't rip the paper. 1 second, everybody. Post-it note. And mono zero and razor blade. Let's sharpen that sucker. Okay, it could be sharper. What the heck am I doing here? Okay, good. Cool. Let's move that. So let's try to draw with this. She's got a tiny little nose. I just want to soften it. That line is way too heavy for me. I'm getting the sniffles. What, today, I don't know about you, but tomorrow's the first day of spring. Today was one, because it could look strange. Let's bring this. There's a gorgeous cheekbone right over here. I'm going to go very light with that SVA Lover's Touch. That's what I tell my students, practice doing light touch. They look at me like I'm nuts, but yeah, when you have a 4-hour Zoom class, you tend to go a little crazy. Now hair, when you draw hair, you got to have some loose strands like this. And we can do that with the white charcoal, so I'm going to open up Pandora's box here. I'm going to save the white charcoal for after the live stream. I just want to kind of do a cool pencil drawing. So you can come on in here with this, and you can start to do some of, kind of looks very funny. But yeah, you can do some really cool stuff with the white charcoal with the highlight over there. And let's push the hair a little bit more. Journey Art, welcome. It's not loading. Okay, I'm watching the live stream on another computer, and it's not frozen for me. All right. Okay. I okay, good. I booted my son off of okay, so give me a second. I need to go be a parent. 1 second. 1 second. Hey Luke, I'm only doing the live stream for like another. I know, but if you want to go play your drums, that's cool. So you're not bored out of your skull, because I'm not going to hear you. Just stay off for like another 20, please. All right. Okay, cool. So let me just catch up on some of these comments. Okay, good. Good. So also the iPhone thing. So what I'm working on is a Cintiq screen, Wacom Cintiq. And I have an iPad Pro, and I've drawn on the iPad Pro. I like the Cintiq better. So I do work digitally. And if I wanted to, my desktops right now is a mess, but yeah, I work digitally almost every single class. I work digitally, and I work, yeah, sometimes I need to be a parent. Parent mode. Did you guys hear that? All right. Yeah, probably. I used to be so uptight about like the house had to be so quiet, and yeah, that doesn't. I don't care anymore. I just kind of understand that life is a part of doing this live stuff. We're all working from home. So, Joel Martinez, which technique should you use first as a beginner to learn perspective, smudging, simple Study in simple objects. Just stick with 1 point and 2 point for now. And you got it, Jeff. Stick with 1 point, 2 point for now, and build objects from there. I mean, gosh, I wish I had my drawing pad from perspective class. We were doing perspective all day. Recently started drawing in figure drawing. So everything with figure drawings about time. Okay, so are you doing 1 minute gesture drawings, 2 minute gesture drawings? Are you doing an hour-long drawing? They're all very different. Again, I'm not promoting my website. I don't like to promote, but I've got a boatload of free videos on YouTube. Okay, you should check out some of my figure drawing videos because I have some figure drawing videos on gesture, long duration stuff. And where's my drawing pad? So I won't get into figure drawing right now, but you have to put figure drawing into the context of your style and time. Okay, so are you doing 2 minute gesture poses, 1 minute gesture poses, a 20-minute pose? Are you drawing from life? Are you drawing out of your imagination? Or are you drawing from photos? There's a lot that goes into figure drawing, and for me, it's all about time. So this thing here in the studio was like a 2-hour drawing, okay? And so maybe a little bit longer than that, but I'd say anywhere between 2 and 2.5 hours. I could show you, I just threw them in the garbage, some gesture drawings from the class that we did the other day. So yeah, it's time. This is from a really good photo of this model. Okay, the lighting's perfect. So I like to do all different types of figure drawing, but you just need to know the basics. You need to know about gesture, form, light and shade, stuff like that. Thank you, Edward. I really do appreciate you, man. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm drawing on paper. Uh, It's all good. I mean, I've been doing this forever, and so when you have a classroom filled with 20, I had a class with 25 18-year-olds, and you can't fake that. And when you're trying to do a drawing demonstration, and you have 25 18-year-olds behind you, like cracking up, you got to hold people's attention, and you can't fake that. And so I've been doing this for so many years that, yeah, am I saying I'm perfect at it? Am I saying I have good days, bad days? Yeah, I have good days and bad days like every other human being on the planet. Today seems to be a decent day, so I'm not really struggling that much. And, you know, I remember I used to just render illustrations, book covers for like 8, 10 hours a day, and I'd get so bored. You know, you're just painting fabric all day, and you get so bored, and so I would just put the speakerphone on and talk with my friends while I was painting. So I've kind of been doing this forever, and it's not an easy thing. Like, so when I'm drawing home alone, I'll blast music. I love watching concerts on YouTube when I draw. That's my absolute favorite thing to do. So that's when I'm in like pure peace. Get like a cup of coffee, play a great concert. I love. Right now, I'm back into it again. Interpol from Glastonbury, 2014. Okay, now you either like Jeff Banks' voice or you don't, but Interpol from Glastonbury 2014 is phenomenal. And there's a great playlist on YouTube from Herman G, I think it is. And, you know, the first 5 videos have commercials, but after that, there's no commercials. And there's just, each song is a video. And there's a playlist, and it's awesome. Using grid is good. Yeah, using a grid is good. Artists use tools. The tools are just the grid. Okay, I have a question. When you put in the basic features of the face, where do you start so you can measure? So on this one, I found this part of her forehead, for me, was going straight up and down. So I pull the imaginary line down, and that's my first measure line right there. What's right below that line? And then everything goes from there. What's right below her lip? What's right below that lip? What's right below that lip? lip. And then, Jeff, what you start to do is you start to compare shapes. So the distance from the bridge of the nose to the shadow shape, look at how small that is on the photo. Mine's a little too big. And then you compare that little distance with this big distance from here to here, and then a distance from here to here. So there's measuring, and then there's size relationship comparisons. Okay. So a grid is just this thing that, I have my little portrait down over here. A grid is just this thing that you draw things inside of a grid. Okay. And you just draw what's in this little box right over here. Gotta love the dog barking. Gotta love it. Yeah. So then you draw what's in this box, and then you draw what's in that box. That's drawn in the grid. Okay. So now let's push this portrait. So a lot of people who draw portraits need to think, sorry about the hair getting in there, need to think a little bit more about the jawbone. And this beautiful woman's jawbone is kind of very soft, tilted up like this. We don't want to go too dark with that. Okay, let's do a little bit more shading. So I initially shaded straight up and down. I'm going to stick with that. You know, this, I'm going to work on this drawing more this week, not this weekend, but next week I'm going to push this drawing and see, because I love the photo of the model. It's really good. So now let's do some convex lines. This is curved around. Moises, are you still there, Moises? Hope you're doing well. You do love a schedule, Moises. I know you love a schedule. I miss you in the Zoom classes. Miss you in the Zoom classes, Moises. Hopefully you can get back to that one day. Hey, Yusra, welcome. Yeah. Cool. Thank you, Barbara. Yeah, there's a lot of great artists out there. Um, you know, I have so many tutorials on my website. I don't have them all on the promotional page of my website. It's just too overwhelming. It's too much information to put all those videos on the promotionals. Yes, I am working part-time. Yeah, I miss you on the Zoom. You're so good, and just make sure that you keep uploading to the critique gallery. I love to see your progress, and just, yeah, unfortunately right now I can't nail down like a specific day that I'm going to do this live stream stuff. So even though that's the way her hair looks, I don't know if I like that. It looks a little too messy. Okay, so let's throw a dark in here. Let's be a little bit of a lunatic. So every great drawing, yeah, I know you love the routine. I like routines too. I do. I like to have a class every Friday. I love it. It's the anchor of my week. My class at the School of Visual Arts, I've been teaching on Friday for many, many years. So Friday is just that day that anchors the week. Also, for me, Monday anchors the week because I do the video critiques for members of the website, Drawing Tutorials Online. So that's an anchor day for me. Thank you, Costil. Hope I said your name right. I can't recommend a good website that has free photos because I always seem to get myself into trouble when I do that. So why don't, if anybody has any good websites for free photos, please recommend them. I just finishing up the coaching with a couple of people, and there's one gentleman, Peter. He finds he spends a lot of time hunting for good photos. He finds all of his good photos on Pinterest. But the key word there was hunting. You really need to spend some time there because there's a lot of garbage, and sometimes the more you click, the more you find. Okay, so let's do a little bit of this gal's eyebrow. I don't like this shape here. You have to be careful with this shape. You go too dark, it's going to look like a black eye. I could have been a little bit more graceful with that. Let's go back to the nose. So you see how I'm revisiting areas? Okay, let's just push that. I don't want to go too dark. Let's go a little darker with the mouth, so that will take away from the nostril. Yeah, let's go darker here. And see how her chin has reflected light from her chest? Yeah, cool. So let's go a little darker under her eyelid. Just let's pop it a little more. Let's resharpen. Yeah, sculptures on Pinterest are amazing. I wish I can draw more of them, but they're copyrighted. I don't want to just draw some artist sculpture randomly. That wouldn't be cool. I appreciate that, Jamie. I love Sargent and appreciate that. Oh boy. Korachi? Korachi said, not a problem, Sorabai. Hey, Andrea. You got it, Mohammed. Thank you for joining. I really do appreciate you joining us here. Okay, what else can I do to this thing in a short period of time? So we've been doing this live stream for an hour and a half. My God, what can I do? So now I need to go to the next stage. And the next stage would be to go through the drawing again and to refine again. I could, next stage could also be starting to work with the white charcoal, but I don't think I'm there yet. Like when I did this drawing of the figure, nudity alert, when I did this drawing of the figure, like most of this drawing was drawing with the pencil. The charcoal came much, much later. I don't want to open up the Pandora's box yet with the charcoal on this portrait because there's a lot of things that are wrong with the portrait that need to be fixed. So I don't want to start with the white charcoal thing. You have to be patient and you have to kind of resolve everything before you jump into the white charcoal. Now, don't get me wrong. The white charcoal erases really well. Okay, so if I put it over there and I use a random kneaded eraser, come on now. Check this out. It erases pretty good. Okay, so it's not a problem. It does leave a little mark. So let's draw a little bit with our eraser. This line is very heavy. I don't know if I want to keep that line so dark like that. So sometimes it's nice to come on in with an eraser and just soften. Okay, so that's going to be a little lighter. Still not feeling the tip of this woman's nose. Jesus. Okay, lighter at the chin, so that needs to be not feeling that. There's a lot of areas that need to be worked on. Okay, now the next step would be to blend. Okay, so if this is a long drawing, I could start to blend. So we can use this big monster brush and we can come on in over here and we can say, all right, let's start to soften this model's hair. Okay, let's do that. I'm not pressing down super hard. Soft. So when I do this soft, now I need to lift up her hair. My God, I need to lift up her hair. Okay, so let's do that. Now let's blend into the side of her face. I'm using super light pressure. I'm not matching the values on her neck. I'm going to fade this away. Fade it away. Fade it away. There's no dark under her chin. Soft. Super soft. This is a beautiful, warm, golden reflected light coming up from the chest. So if this was a painting class, I would say paint your shadows translucently with this nice warm glow with light bouncing from the chest. So now this is an eye socket. Let's soften the whole thing. Let's soften the nose. Just take some of the pencil off. Let's soften the lips, soften underneath. Okay, so now we start again. Okay, so now we start again, and where's my best kneaded eraser? Some kneaded erasers are terrible, and some of them are good. This one's good. Some of them are just too soft and mushy. So now we can come back in here. What's the best practice for eyes? Draw from a good photo with good light and shade. No flat photography. So this is a great photo in terms of its light and shade. So when we smudge that, we create softness. So we need to come back in and pull out some lights. Okay, and this is the process. Oh, I just noticed something on her lip. It's a beautiful angle, angled up. Let's make that chin a little lighter. Technically, that chin should be a little darker than from the forehead, but we're not going to go there right now. This is really light, and let's angle. I'm going to lighten the whole nose. I'm not really feeling that. So it's soft. I'll take that. Let's soften her lip. Okay, so now this is set up for me to go through it again. So I lost a little bit of the likeness, but I'm okay with that because now I'm going to start over and I'm going to just be on the live stream for a couple more minutes here. But I'm all set up for drawing, and I will draw this on my own time now, and I'll really take my, I mean, right now, my head is like 18 inches away from this drawing. It's crazy. I'm super far away. Hopefully this is still going. Are we still on the live stream here? Yeah, I think I'm still pretty live here. Okay, let's wrap around. If I'm not live, just give me a heads up if the live stream is buffering. Ooh, no comments coming in. So I think something's going down here. Yes. Okay, so I'm still here. MM Borg, thank you. Ah, we see you. Haha. Okay, so I think we're going to call this live stream fini. And I want to thank you all for joining me here today. So what we have now is a very soft, ghost-like impression of this model. All right. So like I said, now everything is middle tone. There's really no darks. Okay. So now, like I said, I need to keep going through this again and again and again until I'm happy with it and until I say it's done. So something, chicken scratch. Yeah. Yeah, Yusra. So chicken scratch, we get rid of chicken scratch by doing this, scribbling. I'm using a Col-Erase pencil on toned paper, no charcoal yet. Okay, so yeah, Col-Erase, Prismacolor. So let's just push a little bit more. I really should stop this live stream right now, but I kind of lost her likeness a little bit, so I want to get it back before the end of the video. So let's curve up and let's push. So see what I'm doing? I'm starting to build in some darks now. A little dark over here. And this nose, I got to admit, she's got one tough cookie nose. My God, that thing really messed me up. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, check out my website. No pressure. You can join for a month. It's $20. And you join for a month, and if you don't like the way that I teach, you cancel. People come and go. Like, they come for a month, then they cancel, and then they come back. Some people stay for 5 years. Some people stay for 1 year. Like, it's not one of these gimmicky websites where you join and then, like, you don't know how to cancel. It's very, very easy to cancel. All you need to do is email me and say, Matt, I got to cancel. I don't have enough money this month, or I've gone through your content. Thank you. I've had enough. Can you cancel? And that's how it is. You know, I remember when I first started my website, I was like, oh my God, somebody canceled. I must totally suck. And it was like a big thing. People come and go. That's just the nature. Students get tired of teachers. Every student gets tired of a certain teacher and they need to move on to the next teacher. That's life. And then sometimes you come back to the teacher to get the basics once again when you get into a rut. I find that a lot. People join the website, they stay for a year or two, then they move on, they experience new teachers, and then they come back because they've gotten into a rut and they want the basics again. Okay, because I'm all about the basics. Yeah. All right, Nancy, you got it. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining me here today. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to work on this drawing a little bit off camera. You got to be careful with the brush because when you use the brush, you change things up a little bit. So you have to be willing to put in the time to go through it again and then go through it again. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I'll see you. I don't know when I'm going to see you, but just make sure you're signed up for my emails. If you go to MatthewRchambeau.com, you can sign up for email there. If you go to members.drawingtutorialsonline.com, you can sign up for emails there. I do not send spam emails. I don't have time to do that. When you do sign up, you are offered a discount to the website, no doubt about it. So you do get like 3 emails after you first sign up, but then it just kind of goes away. Take care, Moises. Thank you for joining. But yeah, I recommend that you, and plus you get a free course. When you sign up via email on my website, you get access to a free course. So it's worth it. I'm not going to spam you. Shahema by Shahema. Elizabeth, thank you for joining. I'm going to move this chat up here so I'm looking more at the camera. Andrea, thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Take care, Philip. Loving the site. Thank you. And I appreciate that. Make sure you join us on those Zoom classes. We have 1 more week left of composition. Cheers, David. Appreciate you joining me. Very nice of you to take time out of your day to join us on the live stream. Sorabai, have a great weekend. I'm doing good. Thank you. Isadora, thank you. Appreciate you. Sebastian, I appreciate Chow. Jethro, I love that name, Jethro. Barbara, appreciate you. Thank you. I'm going to try to stay healthy. Karina, love that name. Hope to see you soon. Beautiful flower there. Manya, I hope I'm saying that name correctly. Thank you for joining. Neil, I want to see a really cool drawing posted to the critique gallery on Sunday. Come on now. Use those measurements. See you, folks. Stay healthy. The Simon Dunn. Angela. Oh, my son's finished playing drums, so he's going to go on the internet now. A presto grazie, Angela Di Prile. Hope I said that right. Shelby? You got it, Shelby. Thank you for joining. I really do appreciate you. You're doing great with your artwork. RS, thank you. All right. See you guys. Appreciate y'all. And yes, I'll see you soon, okay? Stay tuned.